Hello friends, today we will solve the fifth exercise problem given in the textbook of accountancy. Suchita and Gayatri are partners sharing profits and losses in the ratio of 3 is to 2. So 3/5 is Suchita's share whereas 2/5 is Gayatri's share. Trial balance as on 31st March 2019. And see, this trial balance is not in ledger form, I mean in T form, where left hand side is debit balances side, right hand side is credit balances side. That is not the format. This is in journal form. So here we must be very particular about understanding the items which are given combined, like the first item, purchases and sales. It looks like it's combined item, but as particulars column is common for debit balances and credit balances, we will have to understand properly which amount belongs to purchases and which one belongs to sales. Purchases are expenses. So expenses show debit balance and income show credit balance. Therefore, 65,000 belongs to purchases and 1,85,500, that amount belongs to sales. Purchases are debited to trading account and sales are credited to that account. Works manager salary. Works manager, this personnel, this employee performs his job at the place where goods are produced, manufactured. I mean, it's a kind of factory manager. This is direct expense. Simply, works manager salary. He is not general manager, but it's works manager. I mean, working at factory level. This expense is treated as direct expense. So, this salary is debited to trading account. Capital is given Sucheta Gayatri, opening stock, trading account, debtors and creditors. Now, two amounts are given in front of this item. Debit balance belongs to asset and credit balance belongs to liabilities. So obviously debtors are asset. So the amount of debtors is 47,500 and 35,000. The credit balance is of creditors. Wages and salaries. These are not two different items, only one amount is given. Here the item is beginning with wages. So salaries are treated as direct expense. Therefore, wages and salaries will be debited to trading account here. Bills receivable is asset, bills payable is liability. They could have given this item like bills receivable and payable. That would have been systematic as we have seen purchases and sales. It would have been possible for them to give this item that way. Then we would have to understand it like debit balance belongs to bills receivable, the asset, and credit balance belongs to bills payable, the liability. Anyway, they have made it easy to understand by giving it separately. Discount, and here the balance given to discount in the trial balance is credit balance. This discount is discount earned, discount received. So it will be credited to profit and loss account. Motive power is direct expense. Custom duty. Custom duty. In the previous problem, we have seen import duty, isn't it? So import duty was direct expense, isn't it? As it was concerned with purchase of goods. Now, what about custom duty? Just like import duty, it is also direct expense. Interest. it is having credit balance, so its income for the business will be credited to profit and loss account. Unproductive wages means the wages which are not concerned with the production or manufacturing process or acquisition of goods process. Unproductive wages are indirect expense, therefore they are debited to profit and loss account instead of debiting it to trading account. Audit fees, rent, conveyance, these are indirect expense will be debited to profit and loss account. Goodwill, copyright, building, they are assets. Here, one important item in this problem is partner's loan. I mean Sucheta's loan, and it has credit balance. Its liability for the business means business have taken loan from partner, and it is of rupees 6,150. This loan is liability for the business, no doubt. And if adjustment prescribe any rate of interest to be paid on this loan, then we will have to consider that rate of interest, and we will have to pay allow interest on this loan. But if no interest is specified in the problem to be paid on the loan from partner, then Partnership Act 1932 says that interest at the rate 6% per annum must be paid if any specific rate of interest is not given. So therefore, it could be a hidden adjustment. We will see. If no rate of interest is suggested in the problem to be paid on this loan from partner, then we will have to pay at the rate 6% per annum on this loan. So we will have to show partner's loan, Sucheta's loan in the inner column here on liability side. Investment is asset, cash at bank is asset. No other hidden adjustment, but few new items for you, like custom duty, it's direct expense. Unproductive wages is indirect expense. Conveyance is a kind of traveling expense for the business. Indirect expense, we have studied in the 11th standard. Copyright is asset. And loan from partner is the new item, and it may carry hidden adjustment if any rate of interest is not given in the adjustment to be paid on it. We will see. Adjustments, closing stock, okay. Then goods costing rupees 3,000 distributed as free sample. It's a kind of advertisement. It will be debited to profit and loss account, and it is outward movement of goods. So obviously it will be credited to trading account. Motive power includes rupees 500 paid for deposit of power meter. So look at the item motive power which is in the trial balance. What is the amount of it? It is 1350. Out of 1350, as per the adjustment, 500 are for the deposit of power meter. So the amount of deposit of power meter is not expense, is asset actually, because when we will disconnect the power, then we will get this amount back from that company, I mean electricity company, where we have maintained this deposit for power meter. So when the electricity gets discontinued, then we will return the power meter, and in exchange of it, we will get our amount of rupees 500 back. So the amount receivable is not expense, it is asset for the business. Therefore, we will have to exclude 500 from the amount of motive power 1350 minus 500, and actual amount will be shown in the outer column, and this deposit amount will be shown on asset side. Depreciate building, it's simple task. write off rupees 2000 for bad debts, these are new bad debts, and maintain RDD at 3% on debtors. And see the sixth adjustment, which is important. Bills receivable included dishonored bill of rupees 4000. So before we calculate RDD, we must adjust this dishonored bill. I mean, here before fifth adjustment, we will have to consider the sixth adjustment because bills receivable included dishonored bill. So we will have to deduct 4000 from bills receivable and we will have to add 4000 to debtors because the drawee becomes our debtor by dishonoring the bill. So this act of dishonor will increase amount of debtors of the business. So after adding 4000 to debtors, then after deducting 2000 from debtors, the remaining amount of debtors will be the base to calculate RDD at 3%. So don't forget, before we calculate RDD, we must adjust the dishonored bill, which is mentioned in the sixth adjustment. We have the solution of this problem, and after having a good look of it, we can understand this problem properly. Here it is. Trading account, opening stock, purchases. In this problem, returns were not given, neither purchase return nor sales return. Works manager salary is direct expense, so debited to trading account. Wages and salaries. This item begins with wages, so salaries are treated as direct expense. Motive power. See, out of 1350 we have paid for motive power this year. 500 are for deposit meter. I mean deposit for meter. So this amount of deposit is a asset for the business. It will be repaid by the electricity company when we disconnect the power. Therefore, it will be excluded from motive power. 500 are deducted from motive power and only 850 appear in the outer column. And this deposit is what? Asset for the business. See the last item, deposit of power meter 500. Okay. Custom duty is direct expense. On the credit side, sales, closing stock. Yes, the goods distributed as free sample. When any outward movement of goods is specified in the adjustment, then the first effect of it will be on the credit side of trading account. So buy goods distributed as free sample 3000 and its second effect, yes, two goods distributed as free sample 3000, the advertisement. You can mention to advertisement also. Now after preparing trading account, we come to know that we are in gross profit of 1,15,850. It will be credited to profit and loss account. Now, profit and loss account debit side, let's study it. First item is what? Goods distributed as free sample, advertisement. Then depreciation on building, unproductive wages. These are not just wages or these are not productive wages. Clearly they mention unproductive wages. They are always indirect expense. Then audit fees, rent, conveyance are indirect expense. Here, interest on loan from partner is that item. Take it as to interest on loan from partner. and it is 369. 369. So it must be 6% of the loan taken from partner. Let's go to that item. The loan from partner, Suchita's loan, appears on the liabilities side, and 6,150 is the loan taken from Suchita by the business, by this firm. And if no interest rate is given in the problem, then interest must be paid at the rate of 6% per annum. And therefore, 6% of 600 100 sorry 6% of 6,150 will be 369. So this is the interest payable to that partner. We are not actually paying in cash, we are allowing the interest, means it is payable, so it appears on the liability side. Instead of showing it separately, we can add this amount to the loan. So total amount payable to Suchita here, total liability of the business towards Suchita is 6,150 plus 369. So amount payable to Suchita here 6,519, and this interest belongs to this year as this amount was used this year by the business. This is current year's expense, so it is debited to profit and loss account to interest on loan 369. New bad debts and new RDD is there. How they have calculated RDD, I mean whether it is calculated after considering the sixth adjustment or not, we will get it verified. On the credit side, gross profit, then discount and interest, indirect incomes are there along with gross profit. Nothing special in it. Let's go to the balance sheet now. Building minus depreciation, second effect of depreciation on profit and loss account debit side. Then goodwill, asset, copyright is asset. Bills receivable. Bills receivable, the original amount which was given in the trial balance was 22,000, but adjustment said that 22,000 includes dishonored bill. So the dishonored bill is not a bill of exchange now. It is not a bills receivable for us now. So it must be excluded from that amount. I mean excluded from the total amount of bills. 22,000 minus 4,000. Outer column 18,000 is now the exact amount of bills today receivable. And dishonored bill gets added to the amount of debtors, because on dishonor of bill, the bills receivable gets cancelled, therefore deducted from bills receivable, and the drawing becomes our debtor, therefore it is added to the amount of debtors. 47,500 plus 4,000. Now our debtors are of rupees 51,500. Then in the adjustment, they have specified new bad debts will be deducted from debtors and will be debited to profit and loss account. And after adding the bill and deducting the new bad debts, now our debtors are of rupees 49,500. And now the RDD will be calculated on this amount, that is 49,500. So what is the rate of RDD? Do you remember? Let us see. 3%. 3% is the rate of RDD, and 3% will be calculated on 49,500. So 3% of 49,500 will be 1,485. That's right. So in the outer column, our debtors are now of rupees 48,015. New bad debts and new RDD will be debited to profit and loss account. Yes. Investment, cash at bank, closing stock, and deposit of power meter. You know, on liability side, creditors, bills payable, and loan from partner Sucheta and interest payable on it compulsorily at the rate of 6% per annum if any special rate of interest is not given that have been calculated and added to the loan. So total amount payable to Sucheta here becomes 6,519. After preparing the profit and loss account, we can see that we are in a profit of rupees 96,996, and in the prescribed ratio, profit sharing ratio, it has been distributed between the partners. 3/5 to Suchita, 58,198, and 2/5 to Gayatri. 2/5 of 96,996 is 38,798. Okay, so that profit will be credited to partner's capital account. Crediting means adding to the capital. By that way, the capital of partners is getting appreciated by the amount of share in the net profit. In the suggested answers in the textbook, you will find definitely different amount of net profit. You can verify here. The net profit as per our solution is 96,996, whereas in the solution, I mean in the bracket, they have given it is 97,365. That is faulty net profit, clearly, because we must pay interest on partner's loan either at the prescribed rate in the partnership deed, or if the any special rate of interest is not given, then we will have to pay it at the rate of 6% per annum. The partnership act itself specifies for that. So don't get confused. The gross profit will be the same. Balance sheet total here it is 2000, sorry, 2,80,815, and our net profit is, I mean balance sheet total is 2,80,815. The same. Okay. Obviously, it will not change the amount of total assets and liabilities. Only one change, one correction will be, we will have to take net profit as per our solution, not as per given in the book. That is faulty net profit. Okay, I hope you have understood the items in the trial balance as well as adjustments. Now get this problem solved in your notebook. All the best. Thank you. Thank you very much.